As tech companies in Silicon Valley vie to get their self-driving cars on the road, the reality of autonomous vehicles has become a matter of when, not if. And some predict that once Tesla, Alphabet, and Uber complete their driverless arms race, transportation will become free. But as with many free things, there may be a catch. Here to explain is Judith Donath, an advisor at Harvard's Berkman Klein Center. She is in Boston. Thanks for joining us. Let's start with your theory. Companies are pouring billions of dollars into developing this technology. How would free driverless cars be a sustainable business model?
Well, the idea I had put forth was a projection from the way that the web developed, because in the early days of the web, we never thought that advertising would be a big part of it, let alone the thing that really drove its development. And I was thinking, it's been such a huge force with things. What happens when that hits cars? And instead of having to support articles by getting people to read ads for goods, you could support giving people rides places by taking them to the places you would otherwise be advertising for on the way.
Judith, how would that differ from public transportation, say like a bus?
Well, a bus right now, you pay to get on it, and perhaps it's subsidized, but you pay a fair amount, some amount to get on it, and it takes you where you're planning to go with some stops along the way. What I think may be interesting with driverless cars is, remember, they are going to exist within a ecology of intelligent devices, of already the type of tracking that we get online, where there will be a tremendous amount of information about what you're interested in, what you might want to be buying, what you would consider doing, what's very tempting for you. Mm-hmm. And so you could have something that said, well, you could, for instance, go to the beach with your friends and it will cost $20. Or if you all stop on the way at Target or something, it's free.
And, some people are already wary about the amount of information collected by companies like Amazon and Google. Mm-hmm. Will people be receptive to this idea?
I think it depends how it's framed. And one of the interesting pieces is that a lot of the companies that are developing the cars are the ones that also have these vast databases. I think a lot of how receptive people are to it is if it's presented as this wonderful bonus where you feel like you're getting away with something for free. Part of it is if you have something like, Alexa's granddaughter, that's your little friend and assistant at home, and it knows all kinds of things about what you need, and it just makes these suggestions about how you could, make this stop and that stop along the way, and how convenient and handy it is. Or don't you remember, it's your, aunt's birthday in 2 weeks, maybe you should stop at a shop to pick her something up. I think there's a lot of ways it can be framed where people would feel that the system was doing them a favor. On the other hand, if you look at it from the perspective of how much additional consumption something like this would entail, mm-hmm. even though people felt they were getting a bargain, they may end up spending considerably more, is the difference.
Well, it definitely is interesting to imagine. Judith Donath in Boston, thanks for joining us. Stay warm up there.
We're trying.